Good morning, everyone. My name is Harlinis Plagera, and it's such an honor to be your host for today's session. So I am a fourth-year student taking up Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management on the State University Main Campus, Dumaguete City. To all our participants for today, to all our faculty and staff of Hospitality Management Department, headed by Dr. Ryan Otaiko, to all the students from Norsu Shatun Campus, headed by Mrs. Marisol Sairi. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the fourth-year student of Section B, under the supervision of Mrs. Saini Antique, we would like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you. We really appreciate you all for taking your time off of your busy schedules. So to formally start our program, um, let us welcome our guest speaker for today. She is a business consultant and was recognized and awarded of the prestigious Qatar Women Leader 2020. She has become the first Filipina consultant who's been recognized in the Middle East. The Filipino consultant was recognized for her significant contributions in the business and food business, hospitality sectors in the Middle East by the World Women Leadership Congress and World Marketing Congress. She is an advocate for bringing in world-class and globally recognized concepts in hospitality and technology to foster efficient and effective service to the community. She is also a partner of various e-learning management systems such as iMail, iMeet, Max Learning in North America, Middle East, Southeast Asia, and currently the president of Hippo Hub e-library in Asia Pacific. She is also known in the community as an advocate of women empowerment through her active collaborations with Philippine Coast Guard and international communities. As the co-founder of Forma International, she brings over 18 years of experience with small, medium, and large corporations across Canada, Middle East, Asia Pacific, and USA, working with diverse industry sectors from hospitality, food business, retail, distribution, manufacturing, and to community services. She develops customized, results-driven performance solutions to ensure her partners meet their clients' changing needs. Everyone, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our guest speaker for today, Ms. Claire V. Aya Gamboa.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? I want to make sure that my audio is okay. Hello, everyone. So thank you, Arlene, for that
Recording
introduction. Hello. Is my audio okay? Can everybody hear me? Okay, perfect. Thank you, Jovelyn, for confirming that I have an audio. Okay, so we will start now. So welcome everyone to our webinar for today, which is in preparation for your next milestone on your life, which is your career. Most of you here are graduating students in hospitality and tourism management. So our topic for today is preparing globally competent workforce for multicultural diversity in resolving conflict with hospitality and tourism sector. So we have house rules during our webinar. So first, please keep your videos on at all times. Unless your bandwidth requires you a lower connection, then you can turn off your video. But I will be asking you guys to show your videos later for the recording of the screenshots. All right. And then do not open any browsers during the webinar. Be attentive all throughout the session, yeah, because I will be asking questions during the session, and then we will be having an open forum after the discussion. Ensure that your audio is on, that you can hear me. In case that you cannot hear me, you can click on the chat box, wave or any emoticons, or you can drop a message. Yeah, so that I can ensure that everybody gets, the discussion and the topic. Keep your microphones on mute, please, unless asked. Feel free to type your comments on the chat box or raise your hand, as I've said earlier. And then be attentive all throughout the session. So what are the learning objectives upon completion of this webinar? All of you should be able to define the meaning of diversity, inclusion, and equity. Identify your attitudes and actions, especially when dealing with diversity and during conflicts. And then you will be able to resolve conflicts and improve your working attitude and dealings with different cultures, diversity, and differences. Upon the completion of this webinar, of course, the target audience are you guys who are graduating students in college or university, whichever you are enrolled, and those who are taking business management, hospitality, and tourism management as well. So upon completion of the webinar, please be mindful that do not exit at any time during the discussion. You have to complete the webinar so that you will be able to get your certificates. And after submitting the post-test will be sent to you, to your group leaders and to your advisors. So at the end of the webinar, you will also be introduced and you will have the opportunity to enroll at the training program. It's a dual apprenticeship program in Germany by Voland Academy. So you will be able to have a chance to study, earn, and live in Germany with their dual apprenticeship program. Okay, let's begin. So who am I? Thank you, Harleen, for that kind of generous introduction that, you know, in the beginning when you introduced me. So yes, I am a consultant, and I have a company with my partners in Canada, and in Philippines as well. So and other parts of the world, we have different partnerships. Okay, so Canada, Middle East, Asia, and then USA, North America to be specific. Let me just admit, there are more people coming, joining us today. So they are still joining. I'm going to admit them. Okay. So I graduated hospitality management in 2005 at La Consolacion College, Bacolod. Yeah. And I took international hospitality management as advancement on my study at Everest University in Florida. And I continued a course in Harvard Business School online with negotiations and conflict management. So yes, last year I was awarded the Qatar Woman Leader in Qatar during the pandemic, and I was the youngest and first Filipina to be recognized with such an award, but that is related to business management. I will explain later what was my journey in achieving that reward. Okay, so during my 18 years of working outside the country as an expat, I want to go back to my college years. I want you guys to relate my experience being a hotel and restaurant management student. So universities and colleges, in specific La Consolacion, we have practicum or apprenticeship introduced by our school, which it happened that time in Singapore. Okay, let me just admit your advisor, Ma'am Saini. Okay, she's joining with us. And then, so in Singapore, I was working as a apprentice or a trainee in a 7-star hotel. That was the first 7-star hotel in Singapore, which was a Japanese restaurant. It was a 6 months training. And then after 6 months, I was promoted to a supervisor. Yeah. So these are the experiences that led me to my future career and endeavors and my different milestones. So what are the concepts that I opened and conceptualized? So I am working as consultant and in investment and partnership to do what? Number one, to obtain franchises from around the world. Second, to create new concepts or to create new brands. So it means that I am creating new brands from A to Z, from the conceptualization, from the branding, from the product selection, from the hiring of the hospitality and tourism staff. So what are the concepts that I worked with? So I worked with 16 Handles. It's a frozen yogurt from New York City. It's the #1 frozen yogurt from New York. And I had a contract with them for 140 shops in the Middle East. That includes Saudi Arabia, Oman, Bahrain, Qatar. United Arab Emirates, including Lebanon and other countries in GCC. Christian is joining us. Mam Saini is rejoining us. Ernilyn is joining. Okay. So 16 Handles is a New Yorker brand. Yeah. You can check their website, 16handles.com, to see their products and their concepts later after our webinar. More people are joining in. Okay. So, and also Godiva chocolate from Belgium. So it's one of my favorite chocolate brands in the world. It's a luxury chocolatier. Mary Chris is joining, Liza is joining, all right. Okay, so I opened 4 Godiva shops in Middle East. One in Bahrain, one in UAE, and then 2 in Qatar. Petrosyan is a French concept. This is a luxury concept, a caviar concept from the biggest mall in Middle East Asia, which is in Dubai Mall itself, in front of the fountain. You know, the tallest fountain and the tallest tower in the world, which is Burj Khalifa. I opened Petrosyan there in 2017 with different nationalities of my staff. There's French, there's Lebanese, there's Filipinos. So the staff also are diverse in nationality and culture. And then Arabesque. Arabesque is an original concept of mine, wherein we already opened 14 different Arabesques in Middle East. There are 7 in Saudi Arabia. Okay, and then the rest in Qatar, and then UAE, Abu Dhabi, and Dubai. More people are joining. All right, and then Taste of Turkey. Taste of Turkey is an original concept from Turkey. So this is a gourmet market with a restaurant inside the market, supermarket, but this is gourmet. So it's not a fast food. It is more on high-end products like steak, cheese, oils, and others, and spices, yeah? And the other one is Gold Can. Again, Gold Can is a Belgian chocolate. They have gold bars. Yeah, so I brought them to Middle East as distributor and opened a shop for them. And then Maxime's du Paris. Maxime's du Paris, they have chocolatier shop, they have a bar, they have a restaurant, and a boutique hotel. So those are the concepts that I worked with, but it is a franchise. And then of course, Nespresso. So in total, I opened 18 Nespresso shops in the Middle East. Yeah, when I say opened, it means I do help conceptualize and source, for example, the location, design the shop, procure the items, and hire the people, and implement the brand standards of Nespresso in their sales and then procurement. The next is Cafe Blue, which was my baby. Cafe Blue, I did it from scratch. It's a cafe concept, a very luxury cafe concept where most of our meats are Wagyu beef from Japan. And then now I opened it 2014, and until now it's still open. It is located on the 2nd floor of one of the most luxurious shopping malls in Qatar, which is Blue Salon. Yeah, most of the prince and princesses are going there. So Maison du Pain is another concept that I conceptualized. It's a French bakery concept. So we do have different types of bread, in total 90 different types of bread that we do every day from morning until night. Okay, more people are joining in. It is located at Pearl, Qatar. Very luxurious, very nice concept. You can follow my page on Facebook or on my account on Facebook, so you can see all of those concepts and learn from them how we manage, how we conceptualize, who are our markets. These concepts are amazing concepts that I work with my team in Qatar. And some of my team members are from La Consolacion as well, or some of them are from Negros. So it's nice to work with fellow Filipinos in all of these concepts that I was mentioning, you guys. I hope we can do that together as well in future. Okay, and then California Pizza Kitchen, it's a franchise, CPK. We have it in Manila. A few locations in Manila, we do have that. California Pizza Kitchen, I opened 3 in UAE, by Deep City Center, Dubai Mall, and Mall of Emirates. And then there's 2 locations in Saudi Arabia, Jeddah, and then Riyadh. And of course, Divan. Divan is a Turkish brand of chocolates and Turkish sweets. When I did conceptualize Divan, it was the first chocolate fountain in the Middle East. So when you enter the shop, there's a fountain of chocolates, and then you can dip in your bread, your marshmallows, your fruits, and everything. Yeah. And then of course, Reja Pusta. Reja Pusta is a Turkish brand, very high-end as well. Jeliel is joining us. Okay, let's go to hotel concepts that I managed and worked with. 4 Seasons in a hotel in Doha, Grand Hyatt Hotel, Holiday Inn, Ritz-Carlton, Ibis and Adagio. It's an apartment and hotel together in one building. And then Mondrian and Doha. And then of course, during my internship in the US, while I was enrolled in Everest University, I was working at Marriott Vacation Club. It is the biggest Marriott in the world with 1,616 rooms. And there's 6 different communities there, 6 different pools, 6 different lakes. There's 2 golf courses. One is 18-hole golf course and one is 21-hole golf course, where competitions are being held. Okay, so those are my concepts. The next slide that I'm going to show you is a video about diversity, and let's watch it now.
It's a big world full of difference and diversity. How you see others is influenced by your own cultural perspective, and how others see you is influenced by their cultural perspective. What happens when you speak? Do people from other cultures understand you in the way you intended? And what happens with different cultures in the workplace? How rigid or flexible is their approach to rules? Is formal or informal behavior expected? And how do different cultures approach timekeeping? In today's global business environment, it is essential to learn how to navigate across different cultural landscapes. You need a good set of tools to do this. You need an understanding of how different cultures trade and do business, an insight into how different cultures communicate, and a clear idea of how different cultures manage people. To be a savvy global traveler, you need to be willing to undertake the journey of understanding other cultures.
Okay, so what is multicultural diversity? Jan Paul is joining. Okay. So what is multicultural diversity? You can see the photo that we have there. It's different types of people from different types of countries. Yeah, it's a map, shape of our map, and then different types of people with from different countries. More people. Okay, it means understanding the existence, yeah, of different cultures in one workplace or in one group or in one society. Multiculturalism puts emphasis in accepting each individual, each person in one group with their unique differences. Yeah, so that is multicultural diversity. You have different, we will tackle each indicators of identifying a multiculturally diverse workplace. So for example, this one, what are the indicators of how can you say that a workplace is diverse or it's multicultural? Yeah, you come from different ethnicity. So even working in Philippines, coming from different regions or different city, it can be considered as a diverse workplace. For example, from Iloilo, they have different culture from Bacolod, yeah. From Cebu, have different cultures from Cebuanos have different culture from Ilonggo, Manila as well. But going outside the country has more diverse areas, yeah. I will explain later. Of course, socioeconomic status, yeah. So your economic status differs, your daily hobby, your leisure time, the way you shop, the way in everything, the way you have your social life, it's different from each other. And then religious beliefs. So as you can see in the photo, there is a Hindi, and then there is Muslim. You have different beliefs, of course, in religious manner. You have different prayer timings. You have different ideologies on religiously. And then physical abilities. Yeah, some people have special abilities, and some people have special needs at work. So these are the indicators, and we can tell. We have to do a research every time on each company that we want to join in, about all of this diversity, if we can fit in or not, or if this is something that we can adjust into and see how we can improve in our social relations, especially in the workplace. So what are the others? Political beliefs. Yeah, so of course, not all of us has the same political beliefs. Some are believes in federalism, some believes in other forms of government, or even politically, with political relations. So sexual orientation, of course. Okay, sexual orientation, we have different practices, beliefs, we have different ideas, we have different opinions on that. And then age, of course. Some are newly hired, some of those who are hired are young, some of those who are hired have more experiences, and some have different experiences as well. And race, like I mentioned earlier, and other ideologies. Yeah. So these are the indicators of a diverse workplace. Okay. Why do companies hire different nationalities? Okay, so of course, some companies prefer really to hire different nationalities, okay, for so many reasons, yeah. For example, those companies who are abroad, like, I mean, present globally, like for example, that I mentioned earlier, those franchise hotels, which are Grand Hyatt, Ritz-Carlton, Marriott, their companies and their hotels are present worldwide in many different countries. They prefer to hire different nationalities because the guests are also different nationalities. Their guests are tourists and most of their guests are travelers. Can you hear me? I think I got okay now. So 85% of global enterprises believe that diversity is crucial to fostering innovation in the workplace. The more different nationalities you have, the more versatile you are with your customers and your guests in hotels and restaurants, in your business. So, okay, more people are joining in. All right. 79% of companies believe that diversity, this is according to the research, yeah, of companies believe that diversity initiatives have had positive effects on companies' culture. So they are more, they are more advanced in implementing their human resource hiring, their human resource department rules and regulations, and in dealing and motivating their employees to work in the company. Okay. 83% of executives agree that a diverse workforce improves their company's ability to capture and retain a diverse customer or guests. Yeah. Okay. So what causes diversity? Of all the indicators that I mentioned, what causes diversity? Intermarriages. Yeah, so it's very common in Philippines especially. Yeah. So there's intermarriages that is happening. So for example, Filipina or Filipino nationality goes to a different country and they of course meet the love of their life and then they get married and then they live, you know, for example, in the US, I have several friends and classmates that, you know, who went with me in US and then they married a different nationality. Okay, for example, American. And of course, if you work in a diverse environment, you will meet different kinds of people and nationality, and then eventually they have connection, and then they get married, and then they have kids. So these are causes of diversity in one workplace or group. Passport. So passport, it means you do migrate. So especially as Filipinos, really, it's our dream to migrate to a different country, like especially US, Canada, Europe, and the like. Yeah, and of course you live there. Traveling for business trips, of course. So if you have a meeting, for example, and then you have to travel in a different country, like for example, the brands and the concepts that I mentioned earlier, which I opened, it was necessary and it is necessary, it's a requirement when you create a concept or you acquire a brand from a different country, or a global brand, whatever that is, you have to visit the headquarters of that brand. So for example, I opened Taste of Turkey, or Arabesque, for example. Arabesque was a collection of different Middle Eastern sweets. So that allowed me to travel to all GCC countries. So we have different sweets, for example, from not only GCC, we have the sweets from Syria, we have sweets from Egypt. So I was able to travel to Egypt. We have sweets from Kuwait, from Saudi Arabia, from Bahrain. So you have to visit to those countries to see their manufacturing plants, to meet, of course, the owners and the creators of the brand before you acquire them and bring into the country where you want to franchise it. So many people are joining in. I think we are reaching 300 people. All right, okay. So the next are events. So for example, the recent event that happened where there was so many travelers, for example, Miss Universe, yeah, so people travel to US, you know, to attend those events. For example, exhibitions, yeah, food exhibitions. Excuse me. Okay, there's food exhibitions. So well, when I was in Qatar for 10 years, I kept traveling almost every month, you know, to attend exhibitions, to source out items and goods for the hotel and the concepts and the restaurants that I was opening in. So that's like exhibitions happen every 2 months in different, every month in different areas, in different fields. So there's military and defense, there's hospitality, there's tourism, there's food exhibition. So there's so many exhibitions, and then this allows people to travel a lot. Okay, more people are joining in. Okay, and then of course leisure. So if you want to go for most of us wants to travel to Japan or Korea, yeah. So those are the causes of diversity. Okay, and then of course for study. So some of us travel to study abroad. Okay. So you guys are in hospitality and tourism, and some of you are in business management, enrolled in business management class. And some of you are, you know, non-graduating, but most of you are graduating. So of course, right at this moment, you ask yourself, you know, where do I want to work in future? What do I want to be in future? All right, so we are tackling this topic right now today to prepare you and to allow you to, you know, to reflect on yourselves, which country, with all of these diverse the indicators of diversity, you do your own research on the country that you want to travel in, or you want to move in, or you want to start your career in, and then see if you can adjust, if you can adapt, and see what interests you for your future career. Okay, let's just admit some of the people. So now, as of this moment, we are 308. So are you ready to work in a diverse company? Are you ready to move to a different country? Okay. I want to share with you this video. Maybe some of you has already watched this video. The first thing that we are going to face going outside of our country, working abroad, is language. Yeah, so this video will show us and share with us what are some of the challenges and what can happen if we are not speaking in the same language. And even if we speak a universal language, which is English, misunderstandings and miscommunication and misinterpretations can still happen. Yeah. Okay, so I will play the video now.
Now we will start by learning a few basic.
So yeah, did you enjoy the video? So you can see, even if they are speaking in universal language, which is English, there's still misinterpretation and misunderstanding. So that is what another type of conflict. Yeah, we will discuss that. Then the basic first. What is conflict? So conflict is a condition where there is a disagreement that exists between one or two more persons. Yeah. So there's a misunderstanding. There is an issue that that's being raised. There is no common understanding. So what are the views of conflict? Like I said, there's many different types of conflict. So there is conflict that is good. There is natural conflict, and there's bad conflict, and then conflict that must be managed. Yeah. So let's consider this. Let's focus on these four different types of conflicts. One is good. One is a natural conflict. The third one is bad, and the fourth one, which must be managed. Not can be managed. Remember, must be managed or addressed. All right. So let's talk about good conflict first. So good conflict is a kind of disagreement that leads to new ideas. It produces new ideas to solve an issue or a problem. Yeah. For example, in expansion of your skills. So for example, I have a colleague with me, and for example, my skills is, for example, crochet. You know crochet? Or let's talk about, because we are in hospitality and tourism management field. So for example, I will give a really good example based on my experience. Yeah. But I consider this as a good conflict. Okay, so my passion before is I want to learn how to do bartending. Okay, my colleague, my classmate, yeah, she's now in US and she was a bartender for many years. She also wanted to be expert in bartending. So both of us in college became a judge in bartending. All right. For me, theoretically, I am fine with bartending. Bartending. She, my colleague, she was really skillful in bartending. When I say skillful, it means she really knows how to flip glasses, mixers, and whatnot in the bar. For me, I am theoretical. So both of us have a conflicts or differences in one field, which is bartending, but we have two different expertise. So for me, I was theoretical, and for her, she was skilled, really skilled in doing the bartending. Let me just admit some people. Okay, so this fosters creativity. So I was the brain, and then I can suggest on how to do the bartending and the idea, but to do the actual bartending, she's the one doing it. So that fosters creativity for both of us. That is good. So when two, that's another. Okay, the second one example of a good conflict is that when both of you have two opposing ideas, yeah, but there is a breakthrough that can occur. So for example, okay, we want to check in guests, yeah, in the airport, for example only. So the other one, she has different delivery on how to check in guests in the airport faster, yeah, than the normal process. All right, so both of you, even if you have differences in such checking in of the guests, but you can discuss and improve each other, suggest creativity on how to do it better, yeah. Okay, so conflict natural. So conflict natural, this occurs because we have differences in our religions. That's one example. All right, so Muslims, they are praying 5 times a day, okay, and their women doesn't go to mosque. So if we are Catholic or we are a Christian, we have church. So men and women and kids and our family goes to church every Sunday. Yeah, all together as a family. There's a mom, there's a dad, there's a kid, there's our friends and our relatives. So we go to church all together on Sunday, for example. All right, but Muslims go to the mosques not in a family setting. The man, the father, or the boys, the male, has different place than the female. They cannot mix together, they cannot sit together. Okay, and some countries do not even allow women to go to the mosque, which is in our area it's a church. So men, mothers or women and kids prays at home. All right, so those are the differences. Okay, another differences, like I mentioned here, is prayer timing. So Muslims pray 5 times a day. Yeah, they have a schedule. So before sunset, sunrise, mid time, before sunset, and then midnight. Okay, let me admit another Liza is joining us. Okay, hello Liza. So those are the prayer timings that different. So Hindu has different, Shia has different timing, Christians, Catholics, even in between Christian congregations, they have different practices. Okay, so those are our differences. Expressions, all right. So for example, my colleague here, my partner, she mentioned that what Japanese expression during meal time. So when they eat, yeah, they do this. They burp. Okay, so when they burp, it is a sign of respect to the person serving the food. Yeah, it's a way of showing to the host that the food is nice. So they burp. Okay, in other cultures, burp is not polite. All right, so that's one. Number 2, some cultures, before they eat, they say, for example, in Japanese, they say itadakimasu. Okay, in Muslims, you say Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Okay. And for Christians and Filipino cultures mostly, we say a little prayer before we eat. Okay, and then for some other cultures as well, after eating, they say Alhamdulillah. For Muslims, say thanks God for the food that we ate. Okay, and for other countries also is different. Another thing, there are some sign languages that's different, opposing from different cultures to another. Okay, Nicole is joining in. All right, okay. So for example, you guys can see my camera, I hope so. Can you see my camera, guys? Okay, so for example, when you say like this, can you see my hands? Okay, here. Okay, when you say like this, in Arabic, it means wait. Yeah, you can see my sign language. When you say like this, it means wait. Okay, in Chinese, when you say like this, it means 5. Yeah, so when you say like this, it's 5 in Chinese or some other Asian countries. But in Spanish or in Italy, this is not polite. Yeah, especially when you do hands like this. I'm sorry, guys, for those who are who have Italian blood or Spanish blood here. This is very impolite. Yeah, it means, I'm sorry for the word. I will just say it. We are all adults here, and for you guys to prepare for those who wants to go to Italy to work, in any Spanish countries to work. It means fu. All right, so you cannot say that, okay? And if you do this, to more people are joining in. I hope they are registered. Okay, so when you go to Middle East, yeah, never use this sign language. Never ever. Okay, okay. But when you go to Chinese countries, that is okay. It means, if you cannot speak Chinese numbers, you just say like this. It means 5. All right. Okay. Okay. There's another thing. I lived in the Middle East for almost 10 years of my life, and I felt like I was already strange to our culture. I always get a comment that, why when I meet people, I kiss cheek to cheek. Okay. Jaisal Luz is joining. Okay. So why do I kiss cheek to cheek? Yeah. In Middle East countries, our greeting is cheek to cheek. Yeah, when you are very close with a person, yeah, like a relative or friends, like office mate, we do kiss cheek to cheek. Okay, that's two opposing ideas. But in some other countries, like in Philippines, we do mano po. Yeah, so most of my friends who sees me and then they say, oh my god, she is so very sweet. No, my darling, I think I got the culture of Middle Eastern people, where we do cheek to cheek as a kiss. For Italians, I think, and Spanish people, they do kiss by the nose. Yeah, and I think for another country, they do kiss even by the lips as a greeting. Yeah, that is a greeting. So those are the things. So if you want, for example, to go to different country, you research on their culture, how they express, what is their greeting, how do they start the meal, how do they close the meal, how they open the door. All right, for example, another one that I would like to add, guys, yeah, if you want to go to Turkey and work there, each home must have a sanitizer, each home. So you cannot enter the house without sanitizing. But that is not an insult, because here in Philippines, I'm sorry to quote and to mention and to drop, some celebrities and politicians, when they shake your hands, then they use alcohol. That's the only time to use alcohol, yeah? Okay. But in Turkey, if you want to go to Turkey, it is a part of their culture that when you enter their home or office, you will be greeted by a bowl. Yeah, if not a bowl, a spray or something that you can wash your hands. All right. We are more. We are now 327 people. Okay, good. Okay, so words and literature, that's what I mentioned earlier. And then age, of course. So in one organization, one company, there's many age groups. Yeah, there's new hires who are fresh graduates, which will be you guys, all right, pretty soon. Okay, there are those who are already experienced in 5 years. They are already 10 years in the company. They are already, they've already grown in the company. Okay, so this affects your working environment. And this is also something that you should look out for every time you join a new company or you start your career. Watch out those who are already working in the company for a longer period of time, because they will be your resource persons. Yeah, so these are natural. And then conflict can occur because 10 years ago it's not going to be the same management as of, you know, as now. The generation changes. So we will also tackle how we are going to address those natural conflicts. All right, height, of course. Yeah, height is a natural conflict. Yeah, for me, my height is 5. Okay, so I cannot reach a taller cabinet, of course. If I need to get something, a file or something, yeah, I have to ask someone who has a taller height than me to help me out. These are natural conflicts, all right? Language, like I mentioned in the video that we watched, and many, many more. Okay, now this is the scariest part, yeah? Bad conflict. Are you ready, guys? I hope I can, you know, we can interact, but we are already running out of time already. We've already used half of our time. So bad conflicts, okay? There's only few words maybe that I must emphasize, which I mentioned herein, and as you can see on the video, on the presentation that I made, is the inability, yeah, inability to be respectful. Okay, so what are those 3 that we really have to watch out for? Is blaming, yeah, when you try to blame the person for example, making a mistake, yeah, and then shaming, yeah, you know, making mistake. There's good conflict, by the way, okay, and then bad conflict. This one is a bad conflict. So when you shame someone because they have inability to think constructively, then it is not good, it is bad. And then when you threat someone, yeah, for example, you are a colleagues, yeah, and you did not meet you know, similarly in a discussion or in a point of view, and then you make a threat, all right, for example, I will inform our boss, I will report you to the manager, I will blah blah blah. Okay, that is not good, that is bad, yeah. Okay, and then poor communication and no communication falls in the same category. It's a bad conflict. So it's either you have poor communication or no communication, both is bad. All right, okay, we will tackle how we can do that later. I have a saying in my life, which I carried since I was young, is that the one who is calm always wins. Yeah, so you have to be calm all the time. But it is an art, guys, huh? Most of you guys are students. It's an art, so do not apply it all the time. Okay, the next one is conflicts that must be managed. So you have good conflict, you have natural conflicts because of culture, and then you have bad conflicts because of inability to think constructively. The conflicts that must be managed or can be managed are work-related conflicts. All right. Okay. For example, market pressure. For example, you are working in an airport setting or in a hotel setting where, you know, the flow of guests who are checking in cannot is a lot to be managed. So, and all of us have different speed and pacing in our work. So maybe for me, I can check in, get 10 guests in 5 minutes, yeah, but my colleague can do better. Maybe my colleague can check in guests 20, you know, twice more than I, you know, the number of guests that I can check in. So these are conflicts that can be managed. Yeah, we will discuss later how to. Okay, that's one conflict. The second conflict, for example, is working hours. Yeah, so maybe if I live 2 hours away from the hotel or from the workplace that I'm going to every day, then I have to adjust myself. Yeah, okay, or change location. Can you hear me? Who is saying that I need an audio? Okay. Can you hear me, guys? Okay. Just please type in the, okay, very good. Thank you, Jessa. All right. Okay, so another type of conflict that must be managed or can be managed is that, for example, there is change in the workflow in the company. All right, so for example, I'm working in the morning and then my colleague is working at night, and there's a memorandum that occurred in the morning. All right, then it must be communicated to the people who are working later so that they are also aware. But sometimes there's slip offs. Okay, so natural conflict, nothing personal. Okay, next one. All right, 325 people. Okay. So, okay. So, goal of conflict resolution, which is our main purpose right now. How do we resolve conflict? How do we resolve all of those? How do we resolve the bad conflict? How do we resolve the natural conflict? How do we resolve the conflict that must be managed? And then the good conflict, okay? Let us focus on these 7 steps. Can be applied to all types of conflicts, but there also can be more. That is going to be another set of attendees. Okay, so here you can see the 2 boys fighting. Let us assume that they are colleagues. Okay, but you know the photo that I use, they are boys. Okay, adults don't fight. Yeah, okay, we discuss. Yeah, okay. So let's suppose, okay, they are colleagues and they are fighting. Okay. Ma'am Saini is rejoining. Aya Acopiado is rejoining. Okay. Guys, please, those who are present in the webinar and you have this weird names or texts on your profile, you can please change it to a different, to your, you know, your official names, please, so that our team can issue you the certificates later. Thank you. All right, okay. So, okay, going back to our topic, conflict resolution. How do we resolve those differences? Those good differences, those natural conflict, bad conflict, and conflict that can be managed. Okay, the first things first, all right, we have to identify that there is a problem that occurred. There's an issue that occurred, all right? Okay, forget the person, yeah? Let us focus on the issue. Acknowledge and appreciate others' feelings, because any conflict, no matter what it is about the issue and not about the person, okay? So we have to acknowledge. The moment that we acknowledge the issue, then we can go to the other steps. And our goal is to resolve the conflict. Okay, so the first things first, number 1, if you guys have a pen and paper, please write this, because this will be part of my question later. All right, the first things first for conflict resolution is to recognize that there is an issue. Yeah, and read, I hope you guys can see my screen very well. Yeah, appreciates others' feelings, okay? Because no matter what it is about the issue, okay? Number 2, examine, yeah? state the problem, mention the problem, okay? And then facts, state the facts, all right? So for example, there is a misunderstanding between you and your colleague about a guest checking in, okay? So avoid judgment, yeah? Talk about the guest, because our issue is the checking in of the guest, all right? That is the main issue, okay? It's not about your colleague who made a mistake, for example. And the facts, go back to the facts. What's the name of the guest? Yeah, when is the guest checking in? Okay, what is the check-in number? All right, how many people are checking in? Are there any colleagues, or are there any special requests of the guests who are checking in? Okay, because you are talking about the guests, not about your colleague. All right, okay, and emotions. Okay, be prepared. Every time you see a conflict, no matter which category it falls in, all right, examine the emotions of your colleague. Yeah, are they prepared to receive the issue? Okay, are they prepared to face the issue or to listen? Yeah, can they absorb it? Are they in the, you know, in a situation where mentally, physically they are prepared? Because maybe they are having their lunch and then you raise the issue, then it's a problem. They are not prepared, they are hungry, you know, their focus is food. Okay, so have a proper setting in addressing the issue. Okay, and of course observe your the other person's emotions, and if they are prepared to face the issue. Okay, and then number 3, decide. Yeah, you decide together, yeah, not only yourself. Okay, together. First is together. The solutions. What is the best solution for you and the other party? All right, how do you decide? Okay, you write down your solutions. If you cannot say it, write it. Okay, so first one is acknowledge and recognize that there is an issue. All right, number 2, you examine and discuss it with the person or the party involved. And then number 3, you write or you speak out the solutions, of course, and best solutions for everyone. But again, you will notice that in making a decision, there's parties involved, and examining decisions, there's parties involved. Going back to number 1 is appreciate others' feelings and views. Okay, number 4, agree on a win-win solution. Yeah, the decision should be win-win. All right, if for example you've already decided, okay, our solution is to check in the guests. We are talking about the guests, so let us check in the guests. Okay, even if there is no, for example, double room available, let us give him a suite room, which is the only available room, supposing in this scenario. Okay, as a win-win agreement. Okay, and then you move on by checking the guests in. Okay, number 5, implement the solution according to the agreement. Okay, so if you agree that, okay, that you are going to check in the guests you are going to upgrade his room to a to a suite room, then you implement it, you communicate it with each other and then to the guests. All right, but again, there is another topic for that, how to resolve conflict with the guest. Yeah, okay. And then number 6, you follow up. Yeah, if number 3 and number 4 has been implemented. Okay, so you call in the guests and then you tell the guests, sir, are you okay? How's your room? How's your suite? I hope you're okay. We apologize for what happened earlier. Not only that, you also follow up with your colleague or the other party involved. Yeah, okay. So if they were not ready to receive, if they're emotionally not ready to receive and physically not ready to receive at that time, all right, you go back to them and speak to them that, you know, there was an issue, you know, the issue that occurred. You apologize if necessary, all right? And also you have to be kind to your other colleague because, okay, sometimes, most of the time, especially for me, I have to be clear with you guys, yeah? We are not all good communicators, all right? Following up all of these steps, well, I also have to remind myself in all of these steps, you know, when I'm discussing to all of you these steps. So we follow up, okay? We apologize, we say sorry, and then we follow up if we can do it, okay? So if you're not ready to the implementation and to, you know, embody the solution that you agreed, you also have to communicate it with the other party, okay? And then you celebrate your success, okay? So you see now, in the beginning they were fighting, and then and in the end, if you follow all of these steps, all right, you will be friends again. Okay. So, okay, what are some of the challenges in a diverse workplace? This is in specific, yeah, guys. Okay, of the steps that we tackled in. So like I said, yeah, communication, poor communication or no communication, yeah, can be a challenge in the workplace. For example, I cannot speak Arabic. I am 10 years in the Middle East, but I am not fluent in Arabic. I tried to enroll for 7 months, I believe, in an Arabic language, but it's just really hard for me to, you know, to speak it. So, but if I listen, then I will understand, okay? So Japanese, I understand, I know how to write them and type them. I'm typing Japanese in menus, creating menus and all. In Arabic, really, I cannot. So those are the things communication-wise. Okay, I will, again, a specific example, yeah? Every time I travel to Bahrain and to Riyadh or Jeddah, okay, I think I froze. Okay, every time I travel to Saudi Arabia, women are not entertained to speak out in a business setting. Yeah, only men can work in Saudi Arabia. Women work at back office. All right, they don't. Women don't do negotiations in Saudi Arabia. It's just the culture. Okay. But since I am working in the head office in Qatar, where women are, you know, given more privileges and allowances in a business setting, so I usually travel to Saudi Arabia with a multiple business entry visa. So I've been doing that for almost 8 years while I was working there until the blockade arose. Okay, so every time I enter a room for a meeting in Saudi Arabia, but to be clear, for 9 years I was working 95% with men, yeah, especially doing the negotiations. So when I enter every time a meeting room or a business setting in Saudi Arabia, I always excuse myself, yeah, be clear and communicate with the men that I prefer that everybody will speak in English. Okay. In the beginning, they were off about it, but if you if you continue to be clear and to communicate your requirements, yeah, then it can help ease the awkwardness in the workplace. Okay, so communication can occur. If you go to, for example, to Germany, then they have German language. In Italy, they have Italian. In Brazil, Portuguese. In America, even in America, English. Yeah, but again, their form of English is different from ours. Our English is proper English, guys. Americans have slang English. They have local English. So even saying that how are you can have a different meaning with them, or goodbye can have a different meaning with them. So in US, when I was working in US and I live there, you don't say goodbye when you separate, you know, when you go home or when you leave from work or you finished your school, you don't say goodbye. No one says goodbye. They say, for example, good evening. Okay, or it's slang of bye, but formally it's good evening. Yeah, to when you guys separate, so you don't say goodbye. Goodbye means forever gone. Like, all right, okay. You see the difference? That is in America, yeah, some parts of America. So okay, cultural misunderstandings, like I said, in you know, Arabic culture has different from is totally different from other cultures. Okay, inequitable inclusion. All right, I think it is necessary that I discuss this one. Inequitable inclusion is about gender, yeah, equality, and so and also disabled, yeah, disabilities. Okay, it can belong to inequitable inclusion. So let's see how we can address this one later. And then discrimination and harassment. Okay, racial and also gender as well. So the solution for communication is to agree on a common language to be used in the workplace. So English is the best common language around the world. So if you want to work outside the country, you want to explore to different countries, learn English. Yeah, basic to middle English, intermediate, not really business language, business English, but at least the basic and intermediate language. Okay, it will really help you. Most countries now are implementing signages on the streets and in establishments, English language. So learn that very well. That's a basic requirement. Okay, and then cultural misunderstanding. So again, like I said, do your due diligence, your research, yeah, whichever country you want to go into. So observe and respect each other's beliefs, research on their beliefs, their time, their weather, especially. Okay, I will share with you one funny situation that happened to me when I went to US later. So religion, of course, you study, yeah, in different parts of the world. Their establishments, for example, for Muslims, they pray 5 times a day. Their doors really are closed 5 times a day. No guests can come in. If the restaurant is open during the prayer time, they will be shut down and fined. Yeah, so you have to observe that. So it means instead of working 8 hours, you are working 12 hours. So you have to imagine how you can adapt to it, yeah, before moving to a different country. Okay, practices but observe the common company etiquettes and house rules. Yeah, focus on the company etiquettes and house rules, company rules and regulations to avoid such misunderstanding. And do your research, guys. Okay, inequitable inclusion. How we can address that? Keep an open mind. Okay, calm down and respect. Yeah, engage the other party, or if you don't understand, engage yourself in activities that can foster new ideas, social, you know, interactions, hobbies, leisure, like that. Okay. Some of us, again, are extroverts, so it means they like, you know, playing football. In US, football and basketball is very common, so try to play those kind of sports. But if you are an introvert, then, you know, observe who of your colleagues are also introvert, try to play Scrabble with them, chess, try to discuss, you know, ideas that you are also interested in. So find someone on one of your colleagues who you can work and be friends with, okay? Because no man is an island. All right. Okay, and then number 4, how we can address discrimination and harassment, all right, is to calm down. Yeah, do not retaliate immediately. However, if it happens between you and your colleague, immediately report it to the management with facts. Yeah, facts, it means there's proof that it really happened, not just words, because words are hearsay. All right, so ensure that you have written facts, or you have, you know, recording or whatnot that you have to carry when you report to your management. And also make sure that it did not happen. Some cases, some discrimination and harassment cases, you don't have to report. You have to report, especially if it's reoccurring. Okay, we can understand that you cannot report it immediately because of fear, because you're scared about your work. And when you are in a different country, you're scared that you're gonna lose your visa. You know, there's so many things that you are scared about, but you have to record each the situation that it happens. Okay, report it to the management as soon as possible or whenever you're ready. But I suggest be ready as soon as it happens. Okay, you guys, do you have any clarification or any questions? You can type in on the chat box and we will discuss them later. I will try to accommodate all of them later. All right, and then benefits of diversity in the workplace. So I will show you a setting, for example, in a workplace. So if you are in a diverse environment or workplace, you will meet different types of people who have different experiences, who have different ideas, who have different passions, who have different hobbies, and that will stimulate also innovation on your part. Yeah, okay. It enhances your employees' engagement by respecting different cultures. So companies encourage really cultural diversity. They are hiring really different types of employees, like especially Filipinos. Filipinos has different culture. We embody this culture of cooperation, and really we follow rules. Yeah, and we are good administrators, you guys. We are really good at, you know, different nationalities and business owners around the world really looks up to Filipinos as administrators because we are good followers. We are good administrators. If we are given something, we really do it in general. That's Filipinos culture. Okay, for Indian, for example, if you know, okay, Indians, they are good initiators. Yeah, so when you hire an Indian, okay, no matter what the idea is, yeah, they will initiate it. Okay, so you have, there is another topic that maybe I will discuss in future. It will help you understand different types of personalities and different types of cultures that should be a puzzle or a part of each company, you know, to foster progress and innovation. Okay. The third is gives company freedom to go after most talented people because there is competition, because there is innovation. Then the company has more options on you know, leveling up and selecting most talented people. Okay, those who have different talents. And working in a culturally diverse workplace builds trust in your brands, okay, to reaching your markets. So if all of your employees, all of your colleagues are Filipinos, only Filipinos, then a Filipino culture will be really evident in the workplace. Yeah. So like I said earlier, when I showed you the concepts that I created and acquired, the brands that I acquired. So you have Turkish brand, you have Arabic brand, you have French brand, you have American brand. So you hire people according to the nature of your brands, your brand identity. So you cannot hire more Filipinos in a French restaurant. Okay, so it's like that. All right. So it means that, for example, in construction, constructing a hotel, for example. Okay, so when during the construction of the hotel, you are pre-hiring, you know, employees. Okay, I'm sorry. And in a hotel setting, for example, in a five-star hotel, the minimum number of restaurants in a five-star hotel is 10. Okay, you guys, I hope that this was tackled in your class. So in order for a hotel to be accredited or recognized as a 5-star or 7-star, you must have a minimum of 10 different restaurants inside the hotel. So what are those restaurants? Usually you must have one Italian restaurant, okay, one international concept restaurant, okay, one or two locals and cafes, and then others, lounge. All right, so most of restaurants are, what are the famous cuisines in the world? Indian, Thai, okay, Chinese. So these are the different restaurants that are existent in a 10-star hotel, because this is the requirement in a 10-star hotel, 10 restaurants. So it is necessary to hire different nationalities to operate these restaurants in the hotel. Okay, as you can notice, even if we are in Philippines, the hotel managers are from different countries. They're from New Zealand, they're from Holland, they're from Denmark, from Germany, okay. Most executive chefs are 3 nationalities. Most, again guys, most executive chefs are from 3 countries, okay. German, all right. Number 2, Swiss, okay, and then Italian. All right, the next 2 is American or European, and then Indian. Okay, India has many different spices. So those are 5, yeah, different nationalities as executive chefs. But the line workers, the commis, commis 1, commis 2, okay, usually are Asians. Okay, so you can you have to remember that. These are your options in future for your career, okay, and to the countries that you want to work in. Okay, in America, it's okay, yeah, if it's not a 5-star, anybody can work in the kitchen. Okay, next is, let's talk about those benefits in detail. Okay, wow, this is a lot. Do you guys need a break? What time is it? 11:30. Okay, so anyway, we have few slides left. So what are the benefits in detail working in a workplace, in a diverse workplace? So adaptability, yeah. When you meet different types of nationalities and cultures, you learn from your colleagues, and it increases your adaptability. It means you can relate more to different cultures. Okay, broader skill set. So when you meet different people, then you have new ideas, you discover new ideas, and you increase your productivity. Okay, so more innovations, all right? Because of meeting new ideas, it will spark new business and new hobbies, all right? and it will widen your avenues. This is the most important thing. This is my favorite. Widen avenues when you work outside the country, globally, or even in locally, but you have different cultures in one workplace, is that it brings you new opportunities. Yeah, so when you meet an Indian, for example, or a different nationality, then you eventually will have opportunities in their country. Okay, for example, social engagement. So you are exposed to different racial engagements. So you have friends with Arabic, then you attend Arabic wedding, you're invited to, for example, a birthday party. They do that. For example, Jewish, you meet a Jewish, I think they don't celebrate birthdays. Yeah, so it's like that. Okay, religions and gain new friends. Okay. And then foster a better decision making because of your new skill set, because of your new innovations and your adaptability. You are able to increase future decisions constructively in many different perspectives. Okay, and then better human relations, of course. So you become socially responsible. Okay, and number 8, the last but not least, is of course it increases your confidence, because due to this experience you will have reduced fear of meeting different people, and then you will enhance your affinity towards the different culture. You can adjust. All right, so here's the last video that I want to share with you guys.
I was born and raised in Ghana in West Africa.
I'm from Sri Lanka.
I'm coming from Tunisia.
Trinidad and Tobago.
I'm from Russia, from Moscow.
I was born in Tokyo, Japan. I've been at Marriott for 16 years.
I worked for the Tottenham Ritz-Carlton, Shanghai for 13 years.
I'm working for Marriott for last 3 years.
5 years, 16 years.
I've been working with Gaylord for 5 years now, and I'm so excited about the marriage with Marriott.
I'm at Marriott because my mother knocked on the door of the Mexican embassy for a recipe for chili and hot tamales. I was back in 1927.
It was the beginning of our global business. My grandmother was the driving force, a true pioneer.
We're a global company and we have hotels all over the world.
So we say Salam alaikum in Arabic, Salam in French. Hello in Russia is Privet.
All you have to do is just walk into one of the units and you'll see diversity at its best. You'll see the United Nations.
I represent Marriott.
I'm Ritz-Carlton, but I'm Marriott. I am Marriott.
I am Marriott.
I am Marriott.
And I study in Marriott.
I am Marriott.
I am Marriott.
We are Marriott.
And this is where I belong.
But I belong.
Where I belong.
Marriott, where I belong.
Welcome to Bangkok.
مرحبا بكم بالكويت.
Bienvenidos a Lima.
Welcome to Grand Rapids, Michigan. Welcome to Quito.
وسهلا بكم في القاهرة، مصر.欢迎来到中国上海。
Welcome, Chongqing, China.
मुंबई भारत में आपका स्वागत है।
Welcome. Welcome.
Namaste.
नमस्ते।
Namaste.
Okay, so next is, guys, I would encourage you to write in your comments and your questions on the chat box. I will be allowing, as part of our objective today, is to open a gateway for you. Yeah, this is just one of the few partnerships that we are going to make in future for you guys to be able to have a chance to see what are the different opportunities outside our country. Okay, so just give me a few seconds and I will confirm if the other people are ready.
So hi guys, good afternoon. Can everyone hear me clearly?
Yes, you're clear.
Okay. So today I will be talking about the Study, Earn, and Live in Germany Dual Apprenticeship Program. This will be quick lang, no? So hello, my name is CJ Denise Reyes Chocon, and I am the Marketing Manager of Volant Academy and Language Training Experts Incorporated. So for our program, this is a dual training apprenticeship program, or what you call the study, learn, and earn and live in Germany. So our qualifications for this program is an applicant should be at least 18 years old to 29 years old, maximum of 30 years old prior to deployment, but for our caregivers, that is until 30 years old, and both male and female are accepted. And it is a minimum of high school graduate because again, you are still going to study there in Germany. So what is this dual training apprenticeship program? So this is This is a model of education in Germany that combines both the theoretical and practical approach to learning. So students under this program are required to attend a vocational school and work for a company as an on-the-job trainee. So this is not the usual vocational school that we have here in the Philippines, no, na 6 months lang and in TESDA. This is a 3-year-long program during which candidates spend 40% of their time studying and 60% of their time working for an employer. And the students will receive a monthly salary from the company they work for as a part of their training. So it is sponsored by the employer and the German government. The student does not have to pay any fees for it in Germany. And once the student completes a 3-year apprenticeship program, they will receive a German diploma, of course that's recognized worldwide, and a full-time job offer will be offered from your employer. And again, this program will allow you to earn money while you are in school. So what are the advantages of this program? Of course, first is you already have security, because it is a common practice for employers in Germany to take their student trainees as regular employees after the training program. And again, after you complete the 3-year training program in Germany, you will be offered a full-time job already. And of course, recognition. All of the above in addition to getting a German diploma, which is again recognized worldwide. And you are eligible for a work visa. So after you complete the 3-year training program, once you accepted the full-time job offer, your visa will be processed into a work visa. And last but not the least, of course, is permanent residency. Germany has a really strong economy. You can also search that in the internet about this dual training apprenticeship program, and of course, Germany as well. So they have a really good healthcare system as well, and who does not want to be a permanent resident, no? So the graduates are also eligible for a permanent residency. After 3 years, you are able to apply as a permanent resident. And here in Germany, their tax is bigger than the Philippines, no? But here, we are sure na may pinupuntahan talaga ang tax natin. And of course, finishing this dual training program will give you the opportunity to not only find a permanent job in Germany, but also settle in the country as a German citizen and bring your family with you. Of course, no, this is a really good opportunity for you. For example, if you are going to go school here in the Philippines, pag nag-study kayo dito, pag nag-invest kayo ng money nyo, sometimes wala pang sure na work after graduation, no? But here in this program, you have a sure or permanent work after you graduate, plus the German diploma. And of course, again, you have the chance to be a citizen and bring your family with you. So for those who are interested, we are having a Zoom orientation every day at 3 p.m. So if who is ever interested, you can take a picture of this. My number is here in the screen. And again, we are Volant Academy for Language Excellence Incorporated. So if you want to know more about the details of the program, the requirements, the fees, and everything, please feel free to join us. We also have a Zoom orientation meeting because that is quite long now, our Zoom orientation meeting. Everything will be explained there regarding the program. So again, this is the Study, Earn, and Live in Germany, or what you call the dual training apprenticeship program in Germany. Of course, you can search that in the internet about the dual training apprenticeship program. And of course, how beautiful and how strong the economy of Germany is. This is really a good opportunity, guys. So I hope you take this chance. And again, you can take a picture. Here in the screen is our Zoom meeting link, our meeting ID and passcode. Again, we have Zoom orientations every day at 3 p.m. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tita Aya, for giving me this chance to present about the dual training apprenticeship program. And of course, this is really a good opportunity for all our fellow Filipinos. No? So again, thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Ms. Denise, for that warm invitation. So guys, if you are interested, for those graduating students in hospitality and tourism management, please send us a message, or Ms. Denise, maybe you can write your email on the chat box so that
Okay.
they can send you an email, an inquiry regarding the opportunity and dual apprenticeship program. Is there a date of enrollment?
Yes, we are actually accepting already students now, and we are also accepting for the next batch as well.
All right, perfect. So thank you, Denise.
Thank you so much, Tita Aya.
Take care. Okay, bye-bye.
Take care.
All right, so I'm going to do a share screen. Okay, so now the floor is open for you guys. I was seeing some questions earlier that if questions, there's a question from Ralph Allen Pinheiro. So Ralph Allen was asking, I've got a question. If you have a tattoo, is it allowed to work in any department of the hotel? Yes, some hotels allow employees with tattoos, but they should not be showing off to the guests. Some hotels really don't allow tattoos. Not only tattoos, sometimes males with long hair are not allowed. But usually in the companies that I work with, it should not be an issue. Yeah. Okay, so who else who have questions? You can type in your questions, guys. Okay, I have a question here. Is from Patricia. From Patricia Nicole Biakis. From Patricia Nicole. Okay. Patricia Nicole, is it okay to apply in a hotel, even high school graduate? It depends on the position that you are applying for. So if you want to apply in the front office or in food and beverage, it is preferable that you are a college graduate, or not really a bachelor's degree. At least you have a certification in hospitality and tourism sector. In my time, it was hotel and restaurant management. So we have For 2 years, you will be certified hospitality and hotel and restaurant management student. You get a certificate, and then 4 years will be bachelor's degree. Okay, but I think TESDA now has courses. I'm not really familiar with the local education system, but we do have applicants who finished just TESDA. I don't want to say just, it's TESDA, but they are supported with years of experience. So that is okay, all right? But if you want to apply as a manager, the visa itself requires a bachelor's degree. So you have to submit your transcript of records, attested in foreign affairs, and then CHEDs, whatever the requirement is, in order for you to get the visa of a manager, supervisor, and manager. Other positions, I think it depends on the HR of the company. Okay, so another question from me, Saini. Out of the many nationalities you have worked with, who is the most difficult to handle? I wish she did not ask this question. I will repeat, guys. Out of the many nationalities you have worked with, who's the most difficult to handle? All right, okay. It depends. So every nationality has different culture, and thank you. Every nationality has different culture. So let's say, supposing, for example, it will only be difficult if you put the wrong culture to the wrong position, put the wrong experience of the employee to the wrong position. That's what makes it difficult. All right. So, for example, for a Russian staff employee, they are good in human relations, in entertaining guests. All right. You can never put them in bar or in bartending or in bus to do the busing of the food of the plates in the restaurant. You cannot put them in accounting. All right, you have to put them as a host or as a waiter or waitress or as a front office. Yeah, do not put them at the back of the house. It's not going to work. All right. Number 2. For example, for Filipinos, all right, you guys, you will be the future workforce. You know, Filipinos can adjust to many races, okay? So, and very good in administration, all right? So Filipinos can read and write in English. So you can be in administration department. You can work there, okay? For most Arabic nationalities, or for Sri Lankan, for example, who have basic knowledge only of English and basic skills in English, try not to put them in a position where they must be required to fluently write and speak. Then it will be difficult, okay? Personality-wise, and really, I don't want to stereotype. You just have to know the company that you're going to work with, and the different types of nationalities who are working there, and then examine yourself if you can work with this kind of culture, and then it will not be really difficult. But yeah, thank you for the question, Ms. Aini. I think, let me open the chat. Okay, let me check. Okay, what is the common misunderstanding in the, what is the common misunderstanding in the workplace that people should pay attention to? Okay, I think respect on individualism. All right, all of us, despite our cultures and the differences, culture differences, and experience, it's individualism. Okay, so if one person prefers another thing, we have to respect that. I think that is the most common of the misunderstanding. You don't have to like each person that you meet, especially in the workplace. They are not your friends in the first place. They are your colleagues. So I think with this mindset, it will help you focus on the company rules and regulations and your goal, which is to work, yeah, and to earn a living. And then the rest follows. Be friends and be close, or communicate with those people that you work with constructively, and focus on your goal while you are working, and then there should be not a lot of misunderstanding. Just try to focus on your work. Okay, we have another question. What is the worst problem have you encountered? Okay, yes, that's a very good question. Thank you very much. I have, when I opened Petrosian Caviar, Petrosian Caviar was one of, I think, the turning point in my career. Why, I decided to open my own consultancy and company in the Middle East, was that I was the only Filipina manager in that company that I work with, and it's top 10 companies in Qatar. Yeah, at that time we have more than 5,000 employees. Yeah, I was handling more than 800 employees under me, reporting on 5 different countries. So I have Saudi Arabia, I have Oman, Qatar, Lebanon, Kuwait. Yeah, the 5 countries that was under me. So all country managers were reporting to me. And we cannot avoid stereotypes. Being the only female and Filipina manager raises a lot of questions to other nationalities. So it was a big challenge. There's a lot of conflict, misunderstanding, even social acceptance, cultural acceptance was the main issue, guys. So we have to end that type of kind of stereotype with us Filipinos. We are not only followers, we are creators. Yeah, we are directors. Okay, we can manage. So this is a thing that you have to nurture, though that's the biggest challenge that I experienced in my 18 years of career. Is still I am a yellow skin. We have to be honest with that, or we can end that. You just focus on your goal. That's it. Okay, there is equality in your working place for a transgender people? Of course. Of course, at the end of the day, people are people. We are human beings, yeah? There is nothing wrong with that transgender, and that is something that we have to encourage also our colleagues. And I think it should start in yourselves, guys, that you are no difference from the rest of the genders. Yeah, okay, you're not entitled. That's one, because you are a transgender. So you are equal with us. Nobody is special. Equality in our workplace for you guys, of course, there is. Yeah, you are encouraged to work with us. Next is from Mary Joy Chong. Thank you for that question. You don't have a name. Okay. So the next question is from Mary Joy Chong. How does multicultural diversity affect in decision making? I would say that it's a helpful challenge to have diverse groups. We have to. There's 2 perspectives that you can look at it, negatively or positively. Okay, the moment that we think that it can negatively affect us, it's already a hindrance. It's already a wall that that we have to to pull down or to break down. So always think that in a perspective, in a positive manner, that it can, you know, help create new ideas and better solutions. Okay, so for example, I will tell you, when I did conceptualize for Gold Gourmet. Gold Gourmet is a collection of, you know, the best chocolates in the world. We have Godiva, we have Maxims du Paris, we have Gold Ken, we have so many. We have, I think, more than 100 different types of chocolates. And these chocolates are coming from different countries. Yeah, so it means that I have different nationality on each post. Yeah, so for example, if Godiva is a Swiss brand, I have a Swiss staff there, you know, in one post. If Maxime du Paris is a French brand, then I need to have a French, you know, staff working there. Okay, for Arabic sweets like a Turkish brand, Divan, which is a luxury brand as well. So I have in that post also a Turkish staff. What do I mean by that? Okay, having these kinds of different nationality working in one environment can be fun. Okay, so we are always brainstorming. In hospitality and tourism management, we always have, when you start, you know, working outside the country, you will realize that we are observing 3 meetings every day. So you have pre-meeting, you have some call it toolbox meeting. Okay, some calls it shift, pre-shift, post-shift, and during shift meeting. It's like a boot camp. Okay, every day to brief all the employees on what to expect on that day and what was happening or what's the result productivity of the previous day. So during this time, it helps the company and then all the employees to discuss, you know, different perspectives, and it's always positive. All right, so don't worry about it. I have a next question. Okay. Thank you, Miss, for that answer, clear as crystal. Thank you, Angelo. Okay, hi, ma'am, good noon. I would like to ask if students from online class with less experience has the same privilege to those who had their face-to-face setup and has a lot of experience. I would have to sadly say yes. It is really, it's huge difference when you have a face-to-face meeting than online. All right, on the face-to-face setup, you are able to see timely the expressions. That's one. Number 2, you are able to feel the person that you are talking to, your colleagues. Yeah, you can see their expressions, if they are ready, if they are not ready, if they are worried about the project. For example, if you're working in a project, it's really different. Okay, but again, we have to recognize that we are already in a digital age, guys. Social media here and there. People are selling in Instagram, on Facebook. There are even virtual conferences already happening around the world. Like, you know, I shared with you when I was awarded as a Qatar Woman Leader by World Women Congress and World Marketing Congress. I was awarded online, yeah, because I cannot attend in Qatar. It was during the pandemic that it was given to me and I was recognized. Those who are present in Qatar and those who are able to travel, they were able to do the party in Qatar. But for me, I did, of course, my colleagues at work and my partners and my friends celebrated with me. But it should not be a worry that you guys now are working, you know, even studying through online. As I mentioned earlier, that we have a company and I'm president of Hippo Hub Learning, which is a virtual education. It's a mini course. It's a mini course that we are providing to healthcare workers, to hospitality tourism. We have also accountancy, mini courses. These are all online. Why is this has a positive effect on everybody as well? For those who are not able to travel, cannot travel yet, this is a safe place for everyone. All right, so you don't have to schedule, you don't have to travel and whatnot to face during the pandemic. But in future, okay, hospitality and tourism sector is already digitalizing. So there are already products that is being implemented, and some airports has already implemented barcoding, okay, where they can just, even hotels, some hotels already do that, where they just have a barcode, whatever that is, they can print, they can put in a digital watch or whatever on their cell phone, or you can print that you can check in. You don't even have to go to the front desk anymore. You just go to a screen in the check-in counter. You tap in your barcode and then you can check in. I mean, in Qatar, when I traveled going back to Philippines, I did not already see immigration. I just put in my passport and then I entered. Okay, all my details is there, my ticket number, my seat number, everything, blah, blah, blah. All right, it's hotel, hospitality and tourism is already, some companies are already implementing this kind of check-ins. So for example, but yes, for you guys who don't have, who are now in college and university, who did not have face-to-face education, especially on your laboratories, yes, you can do. There are already interviews, like, you know, way back of 4 years, 5 years ago, I was interviewing chef online via Skype. Skype was the hype at that moment. But what I do, we as a, you know, hiring company or employers, we have our ways of verifying your skills. Yeah. For example, I hired 10 staff from Tunisia. Those are waiters. Okay, and I did not see them face to face, but because of our experience, we are already able to identify your skills even without, you know, having learned it face to face. Okay, there's another question. Thank you for that question. No, don't worry about it. As long as you do your the due diligence, even without the presence of your teacher, you can practice bartending at home. You can practice table setting at home. You can, you know, do your own due diligence. It's always your own due diligence. Yeah, and then you can pass the interview, of course, because you will be provided the training. Once you are hired, you will be provided 1 month or 3 months training, and then you will be on probationary period, 3 months to 6 months. So you have an allowance, you know, to improve every day on your skills. All right. Okay, the next question is John Vincent. Among all the countries that you have been working with, which country did you find difficult to handle the most, especially when it comes to irate customers and different attitudes of your co-workers? Somebody is telling me Philippines, but okay, again, I have to digest this one. This is a controversial. Okay, all right, okay. Again, because I lived most difficult, I think really language. I will share with you one experience, guys. When I was young, still, of course, wishful thinking, in Singapore. All right, before I was already supervisor at that time, before I became a manager, but I was a trainee, okay, of LCC. So I have a guest, all right? I have a guest, he was Japanese. So Japanese people, they don't speak R, okay? So the Japanese guest called me, I think I was 18 or 19 at that time. Okay, the Japanese guest called me, and then he said, he was a regular guest, all right, very nice guest, but he asked me something which had me puzzled, all right? So he asked me, he said, Aya, okay, can I have a toothpick, okay? So I asked him again, what does he mean? What's toothpick, okay? I was caught between toothpick or tooth 2 plates. All right. So he was telling me, I need 2 plates. I said, oh my God, what does he mean? So what I did, I went to the bar, to the bar counter, and I carried with me toothpick and 2 plates. All right. So again, it's a language barrier, guys. So I gave him the toothpick first. He said, no, I want toothpick. And I said, okay, you mean this one? And he said, yes. All right. So it's the communication, because we all have different accents and different language. So like that. I think those are one of the difficult experience I have, having to work with the multicultural environment. Let me just check one last, guys. I'm sorry. Do you have other questions? Okay. Sorry, I think, what time is it? It's already 12:06. Okay, I will just entertain one more question. Do you have questions for Miss Denise while I am trying to log in?
Okay. Yes, Tita.
Yeah, I think they are writing their. Let me
Yes, I am actually taking all their contact information in the Zoom chat
okay.
box.
Okay, that's good.
Ang dami. Very good.
Very good. Very good. Good luck. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I think we have questions for you, Denise.
Okay.
So we will.
So guys, if you have questions right now, you can just type in the Zoom chat box as well, and I will gladly answer all of it.
Okay. Sorry, I cannot connect my other phone. Okay, so guys, I think that's it. Okay, I found the chat already. Okay. So one last question that I will answer is from Richter Gadingan. Did you experience discrimination in terms of race and capabilities, especially in the Middle East? Yes. Like I said earlier, females are always, on the back seats in the company. So that's the first discrimination because of the gender. The second thing is race. Most deployed laborers in Middle East are either housekeepers or housemaids or laborers for construction, and then waiters and blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is something, thank you for that question. This is something that I want also to share with you guys, that we guys are more than that, all right? We are more than, marrying a different race, or being housekeepers, or being, laborers. It was a hurdle and big challenge for me to rise up in a male-dominated countries. But you guys have more potential than what is being handed to you and what's being stereotyped about Filipinos. So just do your best. Yeah, learn for a few years, have a milestone, record, your vision for yourself, your career vision, your goal, life visions. write them. If you write them, it's more clear, and you can, it's also a reminder for you on how to achieve them. But yes, it is common. Discrimination in types of gender and race and capabilities, you will be questioned a lot, okay? Especially in the Middle East. Just to share one experience is that, being a Filipino and, different nationalities reporting to me as in the head office, country managers reporting to me. I had one country manager who, he really, tapped my back, and he asked me, you're a Filipino, and I know that you have many certificates. That's why you became a manager. But again, these are again conflicts. This is a bad conflict. Yeah. So how did I manage that? I just keep quiet. I think he is not ready to receive an answer from me, and I was also not ready to accept his comment about having many certificates. It was my right, it was my option, and thanks God that I did that. And remember, guys, like if you've seen my interviews in GMA and in Inquirer and in DNX and blah blah blah, I'm very open that I started as a working student in La Consolacion. It's something that I'm very very proud of. If you cannot pay for your school, then find another avenue where you can finance your school. If you want to go work outside the country, you start working locally and then save some money, and so you can work outside the country. So step by step, yeah, it doesn't happen in one time, but be ready. Every day that you are working, you will learn so many things: how to handle people, how to handle differences, and blah 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 and whatnot. Okay, thank you. So you guys, okay, how would you be? I told you that is going to be the last question that I answer, but yeah, okay. How would you able to adjust and overcome the culture shock from your first experience? I cried. Guys, I cried, okay, but that's part of it. Yeah, when you cry, then okay, yeah, part of you becomes stronger. All right, okay. Again, going back to conflict resolution, number one is to acknowledge, recognize the issue. Because if I didn't acknowledge that I was hurt and I was discriminated racially, then I would have not improved. Yeah, myself, I would have not pursued my career. So go back to our guys, take a screenshot of this one. This. Can you see the screen? Where was that? Here. Yeah. Take a screenshot of this slide. Okay, can you see that? Take a screenshot of this. Any conflict, yeah, there can be more steps and more ways how to handle that. These are the basics for you guys. For managers and supervisors, also it's another strategy, but this is the basic that you can apply in your life, working outside the country, and then in any situations of conflict. Yeah, so take a screenshot. So 1, 2, 3, okay, done. All right, any more questions? Can I request everybody to open their videos before we end the webinar? I hope, Denise, you were able to get all the contact details already and the emails of the attendees.
Yes, I already did, Miss.
Okay, thank you, my dear.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Guys, just open your videos and then we are going to record and take the screenshot. for this webinar. Are your videos already open? Okay, while waiting for others to open their videos, I will entertain, I think, who is this? I can see a ceiling and a window. Okay. All right, while we are waiting for others to open their videos, please, I will entertain this question. Does bringing people together from different backgrounds reinforce bad behaviors? If it is not properly managed, yes. Yeah, if it is not properly managed, but that's none of your worries. Your worries as a new hire from college is to, focus on the company rules and regulations and, avoid such conflict. Just avoid conflict. If you cannot avoid conflict, just, keep quiet. Like I said, the one who is calm always wins. Okay, the one who is calm always wins. Okay, guys, let me just close this. Where am I? I'm trying to. This is a challenge. Okay. Stop share. Okay, so okay, so I will count 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we have 12 windows. My goodness, this is 12 windows. We have 12 windows. View window. Okay, so we have 12 windows. I will take 12 shots. Yeah. Okay. Some others: Julie, Lisa, John Vincent, Jerlene, Kim. Can you please open your videos? Okay. All right. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Smile. All right. Okay. Another slide. Kevin, Samantha, Mary, Christy, Sheila, Hannah. The reason why I'm asking for the screenshot is because it will be part of your certificate. Okay. Okay, next. Okay, Laila, Michelle, Joneline. Sheena, Dante doesn't have a video. Eileen, Sarah. Okay, thank you guys. I think Madam sign comments. Richter. Is Richter here? Richter. Richter, okay.
Hi,
Richter.
ma'am. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rector Gadinka, and a 40-year BSHM student from Negros Oriental State University main campus, and one of the organizers of this webinar. Due to some technicalities, our advisor, Professor Saini Antique, I will not be able to give her closing remarks and thank Ms. Gamboa personally. So in behalf of our advisor, Professor Saini Antique, I would like to thank Ms. Claire Gamboa for sharing her expertise and knowledge for this webinar. We appreciate your presence and for giving us your time despite of your busy schedule. Our mind have been wandering around the world with different nationalities while listening to your talk, ma'am. So thank you so much, ma'am, and hope to be part of your company soon. Thank you also to all the participants from Shatton campus, headed by Professor Maricel Saire, and also students from Bacolod City. Thank you guys for joining. To the faculty and staff of HM Department Main Campus, Professor Glennon and Professor Glyza Yungot, and Professor Sheila Las Piñas, thank you for joining us today. So also, I would like to remind everyone, to all the participants, to give the exact spelling of their names for the certificates, since that is actually controlled by a QR code, and to avoid any errors, for it is difficult to change it. So thank you so much. Back to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Rector. Okay. So guys, thank you very much. Just coordinate with your group leaders and your advisors for your certificates. Okay, thank you everyone. That ends our webinar for today until the next one. And please don't forget to I will be saving the chat. Okay, and please send me a message in Facebook or on our Facebook page, Forma International that's our Facebook page, and drop us a message in case you have any more questions. Thank you. Have a good day. And congratulations, everyone.